Hello and welcome back to everybody's favorite anime-ish, like, soap opera. Or however you like to call it in your own negative words. Go, go, Nippon, my first trip to Japan. Well, guess where we're going to today? If you hadn't guessed it, you will. We're going to take a trip to Kyoto. So, without further ado, let's load this puppy up. To Kyoto! Part 1. I'll probably be doing both parts in one video. Maybe. Possibly. Not entirely sure, but here we go.
Now then, are you two ready?
Yeah!
Yeah. Wallets?
Check, good.
Change your clothes?
Check, good.
Okay, in that case, our 1 night, 2 day stay in Kyoto.
Let's go!
Now as for our itinerary from Tokyo to Kyoto.
Which is funny because all you had to do is just swap the letters in Tokyo, you get Kyoto. You ever notice that?
We'll get on the Shinkansen from here at Tokyo Station.
The Shinkansen.
What is it? Are you that fired up about riding the Shinkansen?
I had never heard of this before in all my life. Of course I am. It's the Shinkansen. The Shinkansen. Not only is it the fastest train in the world, it's no lie to say it's the safest, most technologically advanced train out there. Somebody's been reading Wikipedia.
Wow, is that so?
Sure is. I mean, I've been really hoping to ride the Shinkansen at least once. Wow, I'm so looking forward to this. Turn it up a teeny bit. There we go. Sorry if I'm adjusting my volume here.
I'm sure you are. But first we need to buy our tickets to get on.
Sure, let's do that.
First, there are several Shinkansen lines when you get out of Tokyo. The one that goes to Kyoto is called the Tokado line.
Not Tokoro.
Tokado Shinkansen.
Shinkansen line. Man, I'm getting so fired up on this.
First, there are several Shinkansen lines when you get out of Tokyo. The one that goes to Kyoto is called the Tokado Shinkansen.
Tokado Shinkansen, right?
Yes, there are also 3 kinds of Tokado Shinkansen. Those are the Nozomi, Hikari, and Kodama.
And now my brain kind of goes back to one of my Kamen Rider fanfics I use. One of my Kamen Rider fanfics. No, it wasn't my Kamen Rider fanfic. It was, it actually, I remember now. My novel. I actually used the word Nozomi. I swear to God, it's just amazing how I'm just finding all this out. Hikari, I know, is Japanese for light. Kodama, I'm not sure. But what is Nozomi?
That's right. The Kodama stops at every station, but Hikari and Nozomi only stop at the important ones. They're special express trains in every sense of the word. Between the two, the Hikari takes shorter stops at each station than the Nozomi. There's about 500 kilometers between Tokyo and Kyoto. The Nozomi makes the trip in about 2 hours and 20 minutes.
I really want to take a train. Seriously, I really want to take a train to, to just travel, Like, go on an Amtrak or something like that. 2 hours, 20 minutes. It's even faster than I thought.
And by the way, all the trains cost the same amount, so if you're going to a major station like Kyoto or Osaka, it's better to take the Nozomi.
I see.
Now, about the tickets. To ride the Shinkansen, you'll need both a boarding pass and a special express ticket. Then you'll choose between free seating or reserved seating.
Boarding pass and express ticket. And free seating or reserved seating. Well, damn, that's a lot of money.
A one-way free seating ticket to Kyoto is about 13,000 yen, but a round-trip ticket is a little cheaper each way, so it's best to go round-trip for your boarding pass whenever possible.
Round trip, got it. I'll remember that. When in travel, always go round trip. That's a keynote.
Now, to buy in Japanese JR stations, there are ticket counters called Midori no Madoguchi, with vending machines in the larger stations. You can also purchase tickets at travel agency counters in some stations. If you go to a travel agency, you can sometimes buy them in a bundle with hotel reservations at a discount price.
Wow.
Oh right, Oni-chan. When we go to Kyoto, make sure our seats are... I got it on the right side, right? Yeah. You always know what I'm thinking, Oni-chan.
Seats on the right side, why?
Because... Nope, I'm not telling right now. You'll see soon enough.
What? Now you got me curious. Tell me.
No way.
Then, Makoto.
No way, Oni-chan. Don't tell him. Yes, I know. Now, first we'll buy the tickets, then we'll get our bento and board the train.
Because, it's just like being on an airplane. You gotta do everything the way you should. We're buying bento before we get on the train.
Of course. Long ago, they had restaurant cars on the Shinkansen itself. But as travel times got faster and faster, they stopped doing it because there was less need to eat a slow meal on the train.
Makes sense.
So, sort of in the place of that, they started selling special bento in the larger stations, known as ekiben, that usually contain the region's specialty food.
Not bad.
Eating an ekiben while chatting with friends and watching the scenery pass is part of the fun of a train ride.
Only in Japan, folks. Only in Japan.
Yeah.
In other words, it's a way to make the trip itself special.
That's exactly it.
It's not just a mode of transformation, but a part of the journey. A mode of transformation. Dude, it's transportation. Never mind. This is getting real exciting. There goes $4. So, we bought our bento, and got through the gates. Now we wait for the Shinkansen to arrive. Shinkansen.
You're as excited as a child.
But... it's here! That looks like a bullet train. Whoa! That's the Shinkansen! Resha! Sentai! Tokuga! I had to pull that in.
Yes, it's the newest model, the N700.
It's the real thing. It's like a perfectly streamlined form. It's like a smart train. It's amazing. You could tell it's fast just by looking at it.
Well, it's worth noting that since the trains first started running, the trip time to Kyoto has been reduced by nearly 1 hour.
An hour? That's completely amazing when you put it that way. I wonder how hard it must have worked to shrink the time by an hour. Come on, it's fine for you to be excited, but don't space out or the train will leave without us. Time passes.
So, have you calmed down a little?
Huh? You're insane. I've been calm the whole time.
Please, you're insane is my line. You've been spazzing out since we got on the train. Now we've been on the train 40 minutes and you've been spazzing out the whole time.
I am not.
Don't say you're not spazzing. Come on, let him be. There's nothing wrong with him enjoying himself, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is totally amazing. I wish I went on this. I mean, I really wish I went on this. All I went on was like your normal subway, you know. I just went from, you know, I went to the Yamanote line and back, and I haven't done anything since. I've actually been to the end of the line of you know, the Yamanote line, and then I just got back on and went back to Yotsukaido. It's like I just went on my own adventure. These seats are so comfortable. You can recline them so far. And even though we're racing through at 300 kilometers per hour, I don't feel the slightest vibration. Yeah, it's just like it's just like a smart car. Because, you know, the better they become, you know, the more capable it becomes, and, you know, comforting. You get that comfort zone whenever you're riding in a smart car. Not all smart cars are the same, but they do get better over time. Just like computers. Each seat even has its own power outlet. And you can even connect to the internet. I can't believe how advanced Japan is with stuff like this.
See, you're completely spazzing out right now. Now, enough with the flirting, you two.
How is that flirting?
Huh? Well, we are not flirting! Really, from my point of view, it looks exactly like flirting.
What point of view are you looking at, Makoto?
That's why I'm not telling you we're not.
It's going to sound like you're protesting too much.
Come on, Oni-chan, you're always quick to say such strange things.
How's flirting ever strange? Tell me.
Sorry. Anyway, it's about time.
What is it? It's about time for what?
Remember earlier when I asked for seats on the right side of the train? You're going to learn why very soon. It's in sight, you two, look!
Ah! Oh. Oh, Fuji.
That's Japan's greatest mountain, Mount Fuji.
Mount Fuji. Otherwise known as Fujiyama.
That snow-crested peak.
That gentle slope. So peaceful and sound, but with such a presence. How can I describe it? To just call it beautiful feels almost trite.
It's 3,776 meters tall, the tallest active volcano in Japan.
Huh. Active volcano. Mount Fuji is an active volcano.
Yes, it is. Its last eruption was about 300 years ago, and until 15 years ago, they thought it might have gone dormant. But when they learned that it was still active internally, they reclassified it as an active volcano again.
That's an active volcano. Or would it be Fujima? I think it would be called Fujima. Fujijima or Fujiyama, I don't know.
They say that the last time it erupted, the ash reached all the way to Tokyo.
So far.
When we look at the earlier data, we see that Mount Fuji's eruptions have no set period, but the longest dormant period was a little under 300 years. And as One-chan said, the last eruption was 300 years ago.
That means it could.
Erupt any time, yes. There are various theories as to why it's called Mount Fuji. One alternative meaning of the word Fuji is unique, while another is undying. Some theorize that the name stems from unique mountain or undying mountain.
It almost sounds like Chrono Trigger, you know, the Singing Mountain. There's a reason why they call it the Singing Mountain. When I do Chrono Trigger, it's gonna be a DS version. Although I would love to do the PS1 version, but the DS should be okay. An undying mountain.
Yes, the explanation posits that as an active volcano, the ancients thought of it as a living mountain.
living mountain.
Say, can you climb to the top of Mount Fuji? Yes, you can, although you can only get halfway up by car, and past that you need to climb on foot. Generally speaking, lodges on the mountainside only open in the summer, around July and August, so if you want to climb it, you need to go during that period.
I could never climb that. Not with the way I'm designed. I couldn't climb that. I see. Mount Fuji. Japan's greatest mountain. Even as I'm looking at this, I feel the same way as my anime counterpart right now. Just to look at it like this. Just to be in awe of it, you know. That, just seeing that, it's like, as I'm looking at this right now, it's like, I could see it coming closer to me. I don't know how, but there's some images in my head that when I kind of look at it, they seem to come out at me. And when they come out at me, it's like, it starts to get bigger as I'm looking at it. Because in one part, I'm just looking at it as I am now. And when I look at it a second time, the image itself seems to just jump out at me, you know? Just like really, real slow, like say, Mode 7. Like it will just like come right at you. Someday, I'd like to climb it for myself. You know, if my left side wasn't so messed up, I'd be doing the same thing. If I didn't have CP, if I didn't have cerebral palsy, there would be a whole lot of things I would love to do. But ¿qué será, será?
Thank you for riding with us today. Kyoto, please have your belongings with you when you disembark.
You know, after all this time, whenever I was traveling by train, I never did understand what they said, but now it all makes sense as to what they just said. And true story, when I was traveling, I lost most of my portrait and most of what I was working on in Japan. It was lost forever. I wasn't, you know, I was so tired. I was like in a daze. I simply forgot to carry my stuff with me, and long gone. So I had a lot of poems I could have posted, but
We're here! This is Japan's oldest capital, Kyoto.
Kyoto.
Kyoto was Japan's capital for over 1,000 years until it was changed over to Tokyo in 1867. For over 1,000 years. Kyoto became capital in the year 794. Before that, Japan's government was based in Nara Prefecture, and it moved with each change of the head of state. But in 794, they built a new city on this land. It was known as Hyangko, and its layout was based on the contemporary capital of China. That city remained as Japan's capital for over 1,000 years after.
Such a long time. But.
What's wrong?
What year did the Edo period start? Sengoku.
In 1603.
Wasn't Tokyo the center of government during the Edo period? In that case, Kyoto should have stopped being the capital that year.
You make a good point. It's true that the center of Japanese government was moved to Tokyo during the Edo period. But one shogun in Edo had the real power. The formal head of the government was not the shogun himself, but the emperor here in Kyoto.
Yeah, most people say shogun, but it's pronounced shogun. So what I'm saying is grammatically correct. Shogun and not shogun. I remember that old series in the 1980s, that miniseries, and they called it Shogun, but it's really Shogun.
So even during the Edo period, the Japan government was technically centered in Kyoto. And even when it was officially moved to Edo, Kyoto and Osaka next door continued to grow as if they were still the capital, right? That's right.
I see.
So you could say Kyoto is the city that maintains the traditions, forms, and culture of Japan's good old days.
I see. I guess even I think of traditional Japanese culture when I think of Kyoto. But still.
But you'd rather be seeing the town for yourself instead of listening to our lectures, right?
How'd you know that?
Because we can read your face like a book, right, Akira? Yep, especially when you're thinking perverted things.
No way!
A response like that. Wait a minute. You mean you do think of those things?
No, that was on my response. That's all.
What? Are you saying we're lacking in womanly charms?
Back up. What are you talking about? Do you want me to think those things or not? Clearly, there's only one girl I know that would sound like this. That'd be Sheena. That's Akira right there. Because she always wants to challenge. She always wants to make some kind of point. That's her right there. And it's like, that's her right there. That's Sheena right there. That's Sheena right there. She always wants to argue. If not, she's like, how should I say this? She always likes a good conflict.
Oh, you idiot. Of course I don't want you to think about it, you perv.
Yep, totally Sheena.
I told you I'm not. Come now, Aki-chan. Let's put this strange quarrel to rest. Concerning the earlier issue, it's no wonder you're more interested in the modern town. Kyoto is still a major metropolis after all. also gradually changing as new people and shops come in.
Kind of like what, kind of like Los Angeles now. We got more foreigners coming in, and with the number growing, with foreigners and everything, um, foreigners, immigrants, that sort of thing. That means driving is going to be somewhat of an issue. I can already tell it's going to be quite an issue. I see. Now that you mention it, I can see that it's true.
Well, as long as we're here, we really should look all around. So let's cut the chit chat. It's time for the quick tour. Yes, it is.
That's what I've been waiting for.
So, where should we start? Let me see, I think that's the best place, don't you?
That? First, the entry fee. There, $1.50. Yeah, that's the place. Give me a moment. Nature calls.
This is Kiyomizu Dera, the most famous temple in Kyoto.
Data. Japanese suffix meaning temple.
Kiyomizu Dera.
Kyomizu Dera. Kyomizu Dera.
They said Kiyomizu Dera was completed before Kyoto became the capital in the year 778.
Before Kyoto was capital? There are temples that old?
Kiyomizu Dera is known for how the main hall juts out of the side of the mountain. The main hall has been rebuilt over and over due to fires. Due to fires, but the last rebuilt was in 1633 and is still quite old.
It was still built around 400 years ago then. Still standard for the stone buildings of America and Europe to survive that long. But for these eastern wooden structures to last so long shows the care that goes into them.
I know. Do you know the Japanese phrase, jump from the stage at Kiyomizu, meaning to plunge headfirst into something?
The stage at Kiyomizu. First to this building?
Yes, they said that if you screw up your courage and jump from here,
your wish will come true. Okay.
They say that in the old days, many men would really make the jump to show their determination.
From here?
But it's really far down. Yeah, they say some people really died trying it.
They tried and failed?
They tried and died.
Damn.
Honestly, men are such idiots.
I can't help but agree with you there.
As long as we're here, let's go to the Ottawa waterfall below.
Ottawa.
As long as we're here, let's go to the Ottawa waterfall below.
The Ottawa waterfall?
Yes, it's a small waterfall consisting of 3 narrow streams. The waterfall has existed for over 1,000 years. Back then, people said the water would confirm well for a long life. They loved it as the fountain of youth.
The fountain of youth? Okay, let's check it out. I'm noticing a lot of LPers are getting sick around this time of year. I'm one of those LPers that is fighting whatever's happening outside the world. Whoa, there really are 3 trails of water here.
Each stream confers its own blessings, from right to left. They confirm academic success, health, and love, respectively.
Academics, health, and love. So then, starting from the right, I take the water from each and drink it. Okay, let's start with the water of academics. Now the water of health, then the water of love. It's delicious. It really could be the fountain of youth. What? What? Now that I think about it, you guys only drink from the health and love springs, and not the academics one. How come?
Well, right? Yes.
What? You both look so serious.
The truth is, it's said that anyone greedy enough to try to drink from all 3 rivers will be denied their blessings.
What? Wait, is that true?
Yes, I'm sorry to say.
And you did not even tell me. No way, why didn't you tell me that earlier? That's what I said.
Because that would have made it so much less funny. Sorry about that.
So I didn't earn any blessings today. You're walking around with 2 chicks, man. I think that's a blessing enough, okay? I could use the blessings in love at least. Though now that I think about it, Makoto and Akira both drank from the love spring. Time passes. Here's my $2. First the entry fee. There.
Now, our next Kyoto sightseeing spot is here.
Whoa!
This is the Kinkakuji.
Kinkaku Temple. Alternative reading of data. Kinkaku.
The king in Kinkaku is a reference to the grand golden color of the temple. The name is actually a nickname.
Well, I know what keen is. Gold. That's where Keen Nikuman comes from. Keen. Gold muscle man. What's its real name?
I know it's Rokuronji, right? That's right. You really know your stuff, Akira. Hold your applause until the end. I still know lots more about the Rokuronji.
It almost sounds like rock on. Orokonji. Then why don't you tell us all about it, Akira?
Leave it to me. The fact is, there was already a temple here in the 13th century, but the noble who commissioned it was put to death for conspiring against the emperor, and it fell into ruin. Then around the end of the 14th century, the shogun, Ashikaga Yoshimitsu, fixed it up and built a new temple, which he called the Rokunji.
Wow. Is that really what happened?
Yes, she's exactly right. Oh, wait a minute. Why are you asking Oni-chan for confirmation?
No reason. Just wanted to be sure.
Let me tell you, this isn't all I know. I also know that when the temple was completed, the grounds around it were larger, and it was completely burned down once.
Burned down? The temple? Was in war or what?
Sorry. It burned down just 60 years ago. It was arson.
Arson? You mean someone set fire to it? Well, yes, that's what arson would mean. You set fire to something or someone.
Yeah, 1950 by a young monk still in training.
A monk committed arson? Oh, come on, man. You know, anybody who's crazy enough wouldn't want to do that.
That's right. The temple was already a famous national treasure at that time, so it caused a huge stir.
I bet it did. I see. That makes sense.
Then a world-famous author named Mishima Yukio wrote a novel about it. The name of the novel is, of course, Kinkakuji.
Wow, Akira. You really know a lot about the Kinkakuji.
I told you I knew a lot about it. So have you read the novel? No.
Oh dear.
Mishima Yukio's Kinkakuji has been translated into many other languages, so you should read it if you get a chance.
If that actually exists, I am going to look for it. Sure, I will. Probably wrote it after visiting the place for himself, so it'll probably be more interesting now than if I read it before. I'll be sure to look around for it when I get home.
I think I might try to read it when I get home, too. I see. I think you would get a lot out of it, Akira.
Kinkakuji, huh? Walls are stuck with gold leaf, so it's as gold as the name suggests. I'd heard that ancient Europe referred to Japan as Jipang, the land of gold. And truth be told, in certain games, you would think Japan was like made up, but it's a real name. It's a real name. So next time you see something like say Buster Brothers or Pong or anything of the sort that's like early Capcom stuff, if it has some weird name to it, that's where it came from. But looking at this, I can see why Marco Polo would have. Could you please get out of the way, please? Come on now. Come on. Thank you. But looking at it this way, I can see why Marco Polo would have felt that way.
What do you think of Kyoto so far?
Let's see. At first, I really wasn't seeing the town's history and culture at all. But the more we walk around, the more I feel the traditional atmosphere seeping in all over.
That's right. Kyoto has a lot of temples and shrines, so you can walk from temple to temple and shrine to shrine. It's just walking around can give you a deep impression of the town.
That's how I felt when I was walking around Yotsukaito on foot. I've actually walked around Yotsukaito one day while I was in Japan. And I actually walked from the house and I just went straight on. I went straight on, walked around to say, like, I don't know, I can't remember, but the farthest I've actually ever walked was to a shrine. Then I just went back. Of course, I said a blessing while I was there, so. Took about 2 or 3 hours just on foot alone. So that's why I'm so used to walking, because I can do long distances. Yeah, that's really true. Adjusting volume again. But how do I say this? It's more than that. There's, like, even among the smallest shops in town, so many of them sell traditional craft goods. It kind of reminds me of Little Tokyo here in California. So that also gives me the impression of a town that values its history.
That's true. While Kyoto continues to expand, the city as a whole does protect its traditions. I think that's what makes it amazing.
Preserving its history while taking in the new. But now that I think about it, I think Tokyo has a similar sort of atmosphere. With Kyoto, it just feels a whole lot sharper. When I think about it that way, Kyoto really is like a representation of Japan itself. Which is why whenever you see any kind of samurai movie or something modern day, like say the Neo Heisei Kamen Rider series, they show a lot of shots in so many different parts of Japan. Kyoto is probably one of those shots they would take it. Not entirely sure, but I'm assuming. That's it. There's one thing that surprised me in coming to Kyoto.
Surprise you? What is it?
You know, the language.
Language? I see, because it's not like Tokyo Japanese.
Yeah, there are different types of Japanese. It's like accents, really. That's right, it's a dialect, right? Accent and words people here use, nothing like the Japanese I know.
That's true. People in Kyoto, or nearly Osaka and Kobe, speak what's called Kansaiben.
Kansaiben.
Yeah, specifically Kobe and Osaka and Kyoto all have their own dialects, but the general term for it is Kansaiben.
Technically, it's like, you have, like, say, if you're from the South, you have a Southern drawl, and whenever you go somewhere else, it's like that drawl stays with you. Because, like, with me, I have a bit of Louisiana accent in me, but I'm more city than country. Let's just say it like that. I'm more of a city person than country, but most of me is from the country. Just the city just kind of rectified me in a sense. Kansaiben. I see.
It's hard for even native Japanese to imitate Kansaiben. It's a unique way of speaking.
I see. But how should I say it feels like it has nuances that I don't hear in the Japanese of Tokyo?
That's true. It's fast-paced and kind of funny.
And that's right. When you listen in on an exchange, it almost sounds like they might bust out laughing.
You remember when I said before that Kyoto was the capital of Japan long ago? While that was going on, the city of Osaka was also developing next door. Osaka developed a merchant city. They based their lives around merchant culture. So I think their language developed around the interaction between a shop owner and a customer. Making a customer feel comfortable is so important in the business world.
Why do I feel like F12ing this right now? F12. That one goes out to Big and Mag and 40 and MB. You mean they make them laugh so that they relax and feel more like buying things?
It's just my own speculation, but I wonder if it might not be true. The real Kansai has done a lot to develop comedians and comedy culture, so you might hear Kansai Ben on TV too.
Which reminds me of a game that I'm actually just going to redo because because I really want to do it the westernized. You may have heard of it on my channel. A game in which Sheena also sent me. It's called CTH2C. Cherry Tree High Comedy Club. And I also have the sequel, I My Girls, which I will do also on my channel pretty soon. Now that I think about it, it sounds really cute when girls speak it too.
We don't speak Kansai Ben. Does that mean you don't think we're cute?
That's not it, Sheena. That's not what I was trying to say at all, Sheena.
So you're saying you wish we both spoke Kansai Ben?
That's right. No, dude. Don't say yes. Say no. Say no. You are the anime counterpart of me. You're not supposed to fuck up like that. Now you did. Now you must pay the price. That's right. That's exactly the same complaint.
Even without speaking Kansai Ben. I think we make a good comedy team, don't you? Anyway, let's go one last place today. It's very close to where we are now.
What kind of temple is this? Is it this time?
Oh my, we're not going to a temple.
Really? Then where are we?
Ta-da! This is Kyoto's premier entertainment district, Gion.
Wow, but the buildings still have an older, refined feeling to them.
The town of Gion is the gateway to the Yasuka Shrine. It's basically a town that sprang up along the road to the shrine. The name Gion comes from the fact that the Yasuka Shrine was once known as the Gion Shrine.
I see. So is there anything on the street?
Like what?
Well, it's certainly a very beautiful street and it has a refined atmosphere, but isn't there, like, a famous building or...
Yeah, there's nothing like that here, but in its place.
In its place?
Oh, look there! Walking towards us!
Walking? Oh god, this is the Wild Owl salesman! Ah! There's a woman walking towards us. Tiny red lips on a face made up in white.
Such a beautiful kimono. Is that a high-class geisha? Sort of. But geisha is only for Tokyo. In Kyoto, they're called gecko. Gecko. Yes, a young apprentice gecko are known as maiko. She looks young, so she's probably a maiko. Ah, she just turned to us and bowed. She's so cute. Hey, Oni-chan, I hear back in the day maiko were girls around 10 years old. Is that true?
And we come into another Let's Play moment. If you ever seen my Phoenix Wright Let's Plays, Pearl Fate, the young girl that admires Maya, she's kind of dressed like one.
That's what they say.
10 years old? They start that young?
Yeah, because Maiko and Gecko would play instruments at banquets and sing and dance. They were like flowers, used to add life to a party. And men of high standing and rank would come to them.
Okay, that never happened in Phoenix right now. I'll take that back.
So in order to keep them from offending anyone, they received strict instruction in discipline and manners from a very young age. That's the kind of system it was.
So for all its beauty, their world was a harsh one too.
Yes, but these days it's seen as problematic to make children work so hard. Nowadays you can't begin Maiko training until you finish school.
I don't know, that seemed right. School's important. Education.
I saw on TV before too, that there are fewer and fewer women who want to become Maiko these days.
I guess that's true in all countries. Jobs that were standard long ago are gradually declining. It's too bad, but...
Yeah. But then the TV said that more people want to do it nowadays compared to before. But they say that the training is so strict that many people just up and quit.
Just because you want it doesn't mean you'll succeed. But Maiko and Gecko are part of an amazing culture. There must be more people who want to carry it on. That's it! As long as we're here, why don't we call a Gecko-san tonight and...
Unfortunately, that's not possible.
Huh? Why not?
The girls will refuse first-time customers. Most people have to be referred by an existing customer.
I see. Man, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
There are some exceptions. I hear there are some exceptions lately. I hear there are some events where you can hire a Gecko for a brief period of time. But it probably takes a lot of money, right?
I see. I guess that's true. Yeah, I understand that. It was just an idea. It was a terrible one, and I should slap you for it.
When you say it like that, I can tell you're really upset about it.
I told you I was joking.
I don't think you were. Anyway, as long as we're here, we should stop by the Yasuka Shrine, then back to our hotel.
Okay! We visited Yasuka Shrine, which was beautiful. Our hotel might be more humble than the halls where Gecko performed, But it was still a nice place. The food in Kyoto tastes completely different from the food in Tokyo, too. Kyoto was a nice place, not at all inferior to Tokyo. Just one day doesn't seem like enough to experience it all. But tomorrow I go back to Tokyo, and in 3 days' time, I go home. I've got to make the most of Japan and the time I've left. I've got to make the most of Japan and the time I've got left. I'm just making sure I read that right. Day 5. So we only have 3 days to go. And I think now's a good time to stop here. And the next part, we're going to deal with day 2 in Kyoto. So I'm going to do the following. I'm going to save. Like so. And when we come back, we're going to deal with day 2. When we return to Go Nippon. See you next part.